Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Frankly Stone podcast. Frank Maloney. I'm Matt Stone. Frank, what's happening, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Just pumped my guns, with a shitty personal trainer.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Frank works out with me for anybody that didn't get that joke. But yeah, no, dude, we're getting swole. It's going to be a swole summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The summer is swole.
Getting back to glory muscles.
Blessed union of swoles.
Nice. Yeah, right. Yeah, I like that. So, Frank, what I wanted to start the show with this week was kind of actually going backwards to rehash a topic that we already discussed a little bit, but it's taken an interesting turn since then. And you know where I'm going with this. It's
of course I do. Yeah.
It's VeganDVDs. And before you say anything, I want to apologize to you. I want to look at the camera, talk to the listeners, and apologize to you because there was a really long time that I thought that you were a part of the VeganDVD organization.
Yeah, you thought I was a liar.
I don't know about that. I think that you were. I thought that perhaps you're just getting really deep in this kind of this troll game.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't.
No, I don't think you were. And
the proof is in the pudding now. Yeah.
Well, so what has happened? To recap it a little bit, VeganDVDs was a mysterious Instagram account that popped up a while back and started posting hilarious content about a meat sandwich, a soon to open meat sandwich food truck that was, all about bolstering up the vegan rights or the vegan voice in Door County.
It was like a vegan conscious but meat forward food truck,
right? Which
was very funny. And as if you watch episode 1, everybody, you'll see me defend myself against this maniac, saying that he was accusing me of being behind it all, and I understood it at the time because a vegan food truck that does meat sandwiches is fucking hilarious,
right
and
up your alley.
Perfect for my humor. But what has happened since that has changed your mind?
Right. So over the last week, or couple of weeks, once and once this episode gets released, who knows?
Yeah, I know
what has happened. But at this point, in the first week of April, VeganDVDs has started coming after guest on the show, our good friend John Miller, Hey Man the Sandwich Man, and are now looking to they're blackmailing him essentially to start an OnlyFans account.
Yeah,
which, by the way, he said on this show.
Yeah, and he also had mentioned it before it though.
Oh, okay.
I've talked to him about it, especially since. So once this comes out, it'll be 2 weeks ago. VeganDVDs started like a week of terror against Hey Man the Sandwich Man, and I know specifically because I run his account on Instagram. It's like every day, like a new video threatening something,
but not just a video. And that's the thing is their threats are vague, and and truthfully I don't know if there's much that they have to really use against John.
Yeah, I mean, how can you insult him more?
Well, so John, the thing that John does maybe best is he's got the Eminem and 8th Mile thing going for him, where let me just show you all the bad things about me so that you can't come back. Like I'm not going to hide anything.
I do eat sandwiches. I do masturbate a lot.
But I'm talking to chicks now.
Yeah, chicks are talking to me. That's the difference, man.
Yeah. But these videos are insanely high quality.
Incredible. Yeah. And so that's what made you realize it couldn't possibly be me.
That was when I realized that you had nothing to do with it.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, watch the first 2 episodes and look at my fucking laptop. There's no way I'm doing that shit. So yeah, it's been quite the experience.
So do you actually think that this account cannot possibly keep going. This has to be something where in a month from now it's going to be remember vegan DVDs.
Yeah.
Because I can't. I mean, they have peaked with this crazy harassment of our friend John.
Yeah.
But I would like to extend an invitation to the Vegan DVD. Come on the
DVDs.
show. Yeah, come on the show. We will conceal your identity if if that's something that you require. And, let's just talk about why, what you're doing, what the point is. Because.
Well, in their latest video, I don't know if you saw it today.
What was that, the Joker one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically saying, like, I'm just an agent of chaos.
Right.
I have to do these things. So is there an end game, or is it just somebody who's some sick fuck who's photoshopping pictures of John's face on a beautiful woman's body?
My favorite was the Costanza. Like posing in his underwear. It's so good. We appreciate your art. I mean, we really do think that you're a very talented entity. But if you want to stay relevant, you got to come on the pod and let's talk about it, because otherwise, this thing is going to be irrelevant in, a month, like absolutely, like tops.
Well, you're going to go the way of DVDs, obscure, and the way veganism's going to go obscure.
Right.
Once people are like, wait a minute, meat protein.
Yeah.
That's not only is it delicious, but it's far better for you than fucking soy.
Yeah. Well, and now, so let's get into the nutritional portion of nutrition advice with Matt and Frank. No, but what I did want to talk about, because we are obviously Door County based podcast, we live here. Did you see the news about the national news about Door County?
I did not. No.
Okay. So USA Today has named us one of the top 10 summer vacation destinations, and now there is voting. Like they get to vote for it, and the number one is going to be announced.
What does the winner get?
They get flooded with tourists.
Oh, more tourists and less people to work.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, it's gonna be real great for the housing market too. So that'll be killer. But I guess that's like, well, first off, did you know that your home city of Chicago was also on that list?
Which is fucking crazy. I mean, like, look, I get it. There's a lot of stuff to do in Chicago, but like summer vacation, it's just really hot.
Yeah. Well, I don't think.
There's a lot of stuff to do like outside, but clearly for me, it's like if I'm gonna vote, it's a place where from anywhere. Door County, you can get 5 minutes. You're in water. Mm-hmm. Like, try to go to the beach in Chicago, dude. It's a horrific experience.
Yeah, and it's just hot because you're just surrounded by steel and concrete. So like,
beautiful.
Look, I get why Door County is on this list. Obviously, like I think that it's. Like, fuck a vacation. Like, this is my favorite place in the world. Like,
easy.
I love this place. But Frank, is this an award that we want to win?
Are we part of?
We're the county, man. We're part of the county. Like, do we want to win this?
My guttural reaction is no.
Yeah,
no. Especially if if Door County wins and every resident gets $5,000.
Sure,
I'm all for it.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't see that in the.
But they don't. I don't think
terms and conditions. No.
I don't think that's part of it. So otherwise, it's just some more undue publicity to send people to what is already proving to be an unsustainable.
Yeah.
Exponential growth.
Yeah, and that's kind of the issue. We're in this bottleneck. We're on a peninsula. Like there's only
so much room.
We only have so much space, and the thing that has always really like attracted me to Door County as someone who's not from here originally. I'm from the Milwaukee area. You're from the Chicago area. I mean, like the thing that was nice about it was you did have your space. And, you know, in the summertime, you know, it's always crowded. And, you know, it's like...
Well, which is fine. I mean, that's how people make their money.
Yeah, but, I mean, now the issue... I mean, and these are, you know, these are issues that we're not going to touch and we're not going to get into today. You know, maybe we'll have somebody on from, like, Door County Knock. That actually wouldn't be a terrible idea to talk about housing. You know, something like that. But, you know, there's... Right now, you know, this community is having such an issue with keeping the workers and the locals here and able to thrive off of, you know, the notoriety that we're getting, you know, but like a good tourist destination only goes as far as the establishments that are able to cater to all of these people, and we're already having trouble with that. So more notoriety doesn't help that problem even a little bit.
So I have a couple questions off that. Do you think there's going to be people, when you just point out that we are transplants, they're going to be like, well, you're part of the fucking problem. Are we taking houses away from people? Where do you draw your line in the sand there?
Well, we're trying to be here.
Yeah, that's like to be here instead of buying property to Airbnb or...
Yeah, well, to look at Door County as an investment, or you look at it as your home. Yeah, I mean, that's the distinction, fair. Right? I mean, because, of course, like, we are transplants, but I mean, I would make the argument that both of us are providing for this community. I mean, with, you know, your music and open mics, and I mean, just everything that you guys are doing creatively, and then, you know, like, it's just, we are establishing ourselves up here as part of this community, not just people that are trying to profit off of it.
Well, yeah, but although we are also trying to
would like to profit off it too. So
if you'd like to sponsor the Frankly Stone podcast, email franklystonepodcast@gmail.com and
nice.
Tell us how much money you want to give us.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah,
we like money. Everybody does, but that's the thing, is like, that's what capitalist growth is. So it's hard to check something like that. Like, once it starts going off the rails like this, do you see a dystopian future where, like, okay, so I was out in Minneapolis, went to surprise my brother to see a show, but we stopped in this bar, but you pour your own drinks.
Yeah.
Do you see like basically like a robot Wilson's?
But that's someday? I mean, that's going to be Penn Pub, you know.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know, Penn Pub this summer is already going to be that, like, tap room, you know, and so yeah, that's just it. It's going to be, like, you know, we're just going to find these more and more automated systems instead of solving the problem. It's just going to remove that problem, you know, from existence.
Send those scumbags to the city, they'll say, and those fucking poor people. They don't get a job around here. It's just going to be like the robot from the Jetsons. Would you like a turtle sundae?
Yeah,
that'd be great.
But I mean, like, anybody
for the retirees.
But anybody that comes up here knows that, like, the best thing about coming up to Door County is you know, getting in with the locals. You know, that's
and we have to have talked about, not on this podcast, but before, like, when you work in the service industry up here, front of house, everybody wants to say they know you.
Oh,
everybody wants to be your friend.
Right.
Like, this is it's like, actually, I just want your money. I mean, some of you are, you're all great.
You're all great. Thank you for listening.
This is the fine line of being honest. It's like, yeah, I mean, because, you know, I was just talking about this the other day. It's like, I'm going to be 36. There's only so much room for people who I'm actively going to try to hang out with.
Well, yeah.
Like, I don't know. And we were laughing about, I think I was talking to Joe, and he's like, somebody went up to James and is like, I know the owner, James. He's like, oh, do you?
Do you?
Like, just because you learn somebody's fucking name doesn't mean you know them, and doesn't mean they owe anything to you. Like, it's okay to just come, have a nice vacation, spend some money, and then maybe buy some merch.
That would be good. That would be nice. Yeah. Listen to the podcast, like and subscribe. Yeah,
This guy.
Yeah, but that's not to say that this type of recognition is bad. It's just funny. It's funny because we are really lucky to have to live here, and we're really lucky, to be in this place that so many people want to just spend a week in, every year. We get to live here, but I think that that comes with a price, and it's just worth acknowledging, that price, and that is, and so if there's just got to be, there's got to be that middle ground. So while, I do think Door County deserves all of this recognition, and of course, I think it's one of the best places that you could possibly vacation in the U.S.
That's why we're here,
right? And obviously, it's just one of those things where, we just don't it's not solving any problems that we can put on our Welcome to Door County sign. We can put a USA Today logo in neon, hopefully, would be ideal.
Welcome to Door County. Our employees that can afford to work here live in Green Bay.
Yeah,
I mean, and it's a very nuanced conversation, because you can just sit back and go, well, fuck everybody who's they took their jobs or whatever.
Right.
But I can live here year round, and I wouldn't have been able to do that in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
So there has to, the balance is the impossible part, because everybody's just going to see what's right ahead of them.
Right.
Average human lifespan's 80 years. That's not that long.
No.
So you want to do what's best for you and the people around you right now. It's not something that I envy, and not a position that I envy being in. Although I think number one, it's it doesn't survive if there's not places for people to live who work in the economy.
Right. I mean, that's it. So that's it. And also, I think we both can say that we don't want to live in, little apartments.
No.
That's kind of the thing is they're like, oh, well, we hear you. We're going to put up more 1,200 square foot apartments for you.
Yeah, cookie cutter.
Good. Yeah. It's just,
it's essentially like Soviet Union housing, because it's all the same, and
right.
You're all the same people. You watch all the same shows, and what attracted us, I don't feel like I'm talking out of hand for you, is this was a unique place,
dude.
Somewhere that, in a country that is more and more cookie cutter had. Yeah, it's we've lived in some places that were shitholes, some places just quirky and unique, and
yeah,
and you find your way here, and you kind of get to live, for lack of a better word, kind of a more free lifestyle.
For sure. And well, that was, the whole thing for me was just being in a place where there were, just people that had all different kinds of perspectives, and, just doing different shit,
Mm-hmm.
kind of just living life different ways and figuring it out. And they all got to, come together and just bounce off of each other. And, it's just, it'll be interesting to see, this will be a really interesting summer.
They always are, man.
Yeah. So,
always.
But to kind of, pull it back a little bit. We're not in summer yet. And what we are at the beginning of something that I know is very near and dear to your heart and mine as well. We're at the beginning of swimming season, Frank.
Oh my God! Yes.
So by the time this comes out, it'll be over a week. But yesterday, so April 3rd, you and I went for our first swims of
well, but can only be described as a dip.
A dip, right? Yeah, exactly. Well, no, I mean, I went in on New Year's, so I went New Year's. So technically,
but that ain't shit.
No. If you're a polar bear plunger only, you're not a cold water swimmer. No,
called out, bitches.
Yeah.
But it is true, man. I feel like we brought this up before too. But when the ice just melts,
yeah,
in January, it's still getting cold.
Right.
Oh, Ooh, it was brutal yesterday.
It's water that was just ice. Like the water that was just ice is the coldest water. So we went in Bailey's because the Bayside is still
it's getting so close.
It is. So it's getting close. Not there yet. Maybe by the time this comes out. So we had to go over to Bailey's. It was all open. But we were at Ridges, and it's just like shallow as hell. So you gotta like.
So we had to like basically do a push up into the water, and I just go under and.
Yeah, that moment where like you go under and like your breath is just like totally just like ripped from your body. Like it's insane.
It's like the most childlike I feel like these days when you go in there and it's just like so shocking and you're just jumping around and there's no real control over.
Yeah.
Your reaction.
Yeah.
It's just
right. Yeah, so
it's the best. It's good for you too.
Well, it's something that you like. I feel like you and as a byproduct, me have been on like the cold water game for way before it was trendy. Now, like cold plunge is the thing.
Oh yeah.
But we were doing cold water dips like. I mean, years and years ago, man.
Well, the funny thing about it is I never really thought about it as like beneficial to health or anything. It was just like, it's sunny out and there's water there and I want to be in it. So, like, to kind of wind it back as to what keeps me around is like, I'm 5 minutes from water. So anytime that I can go swim in the water, it's a good idea. Like, I'm going to go fucking do it.
Well, and we didn't know why. But we just knew it made us feel better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I always
hangover cure,
and then also if you didn't want to work out but you wanted to make your body feel like you did something, cold water swim was always nice.
It'll burn the calories. Although I will say to the listeners, fair warning: don't just fucking jump into cold water.
No.
You could shock yourself and die.
Yeah.
So you got to wade in. You got to talk yourself into it, which is kind of, part of the benefit is to make yourself do something that your body's going, what are you, an idiot?
Yeah, what are we doing here? Yeah.
And then you get out and you feel good as fuck, man.
Yeah, I mean, like you feel like $1 million. Your heart's just pumping, just getting all that blood back into all your extremities. Because for a second there, it's like I think we're gonna lose all these. Oh yeah.
And then a couple hours later, you got cold water boner, and it just won't go down. Healthy.
Yeah, you do not need to consult a physician after that one. It's just like it's supposed to happen. So.
Actually, I think any time that it goes for 4 hours or longer, you're supposed to consult a physician. But
yeah, we need to put a disclaimer here that says like that this is not medical advice.
We are not doctors.
Oh my god,
we got a personal trainer and whatever.
Musician.
Whatever. Oh yeah, musician. Sure.
Yeah.
Guy who runs up. Hey, speaking of musicians,
okay,
we got an interview coming up.
Oh yeah, who are we talking to?
We're talking to Rick Wood. If anybody has listened to Laying It On Thick in the past, we have one wild episode with him that we published. Hopefully this one's not as wild, but I guess you'll have to stay tuned to find out.
Yeah, I'm really excited to talk to him. So see you guys on the other side.
Bye. All right, as promised, we are here with Rick Wood, comedian, musician, human being.
That's how we got the clap synced.
Yeah.
We got.
Honestly, we could just clap the whole interview if you want to do that.
Yeah, we should every once in a while just to make sure we're still.
All right. Somebody remind us every 5 minutes to clap.
No. Well, no, I think what we need to do is all just kind of give each other that look. See if we can just spontaneously.
We can give each other the clap.
Oh yeah. Maybe when we're not looking, we just guess, like just clap. We'll each clap randomly a couple times. Not too much. So it'll become silly. But or maybe it should become silly. But maybe if we all happen to clap around the same time. We'll be like, wow, it's a synchronicity.
How about that?
Or we'll know who's a copycat ass follower.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Holy shit,
I like
man.
it.
I feel accused.
I was thinking it would be me, but I was like, act tough at first, and then they won't steal your lunch in prison.
I think we all kind of felt that. We all were like, ooh, is he talking about me?
I would actually like your lunch if you have it.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone talks about how bad the food is in prison, but then they talk about how everyone's always stealing it from you. And you're like, what a horrible place. It's like
somebody stole my shitty food.
The only thing you have to look forward to is this thing you haven't stopped complaining about since you got out of the joint. And a guy stole it from you every day, and you were his girlfriend. Ugh. Not good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so don't go there if you can avoid it.
Well, I think that's a good lesson for the kids.
Yeah, that's my only advice anymore.
Yeah, that's why I brought you in. So your stance on going to prison is obviously...
I'm con becoming a con.
Yeah. Con. All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Anti-con.
I'd go further and say the whole thing's a sham, but
Hey, man.
I'd say at the minimum, try not to go. Unless you're breaking someone out, then go.
Have you ever written a song about going to jail?
Nah. That's like Johnny Cash stuff, right? I really thought that guy went to jail.
He went for a night or two, right?
Yeah, well, because I was like, for pills and stuff. But Folsom Prison, he was in the Air Force, which is like jail. And then, but he wasn't in like jail for killing a guy. It took a while for I was like, oh, you can just say,
yeah. Isn't
like,
that the joy of songwriting?
Yeah, like Nate Dogg turned out could be fated. Like it happened. It'll happen to you too. But he's not around anymore. But he was a motherfucker from the fucking streets, and that's a jam. Yeah, so you can just say whatever you want.
Yeah, that's the beauty of art.
Yeah, those guys in AC/DC, microscopic testicles. They're Australian.
Do Australians have tiny balls? I've never heard
why do you think they act that way?
No,
what? Unhinged?
Yeah. You'd be madder than hell and just fucking drinking everything that's liquid, fighting everything that moves. If you just woke up with little tiny balls.
Tiny balls every day.
Because Nick Cave got all their balls. They saved them all up.
Oh, yeah, that's
true.
true.
Into Nick Cave.
I guess he's swinging the sack around.
Yeah, it's like a metaphysical. It's like it's not even like a gendered sack. It's like the sack of some kind of like Baphometian universal god.
It's got some sort of like neon glow to it. Yeah, the veins aren't just a pale blue.
No, it's like chartreuse. Like poets had to rename the colors, like things that are more fun to say, like that kind of thing. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So anyway, Rex here to promote his new album.
Yeah, it's just songs about prison and tiny little balls.
Man, dude, I did not catch that from the 2 tracks that you've released so far.
Oh, it was a concept album. Those are like a preamble and the addendum. Like one of the singles out now is like an after the credits. That's kind of what those post-credit scenes are. They're like that song that the Green Day guy wrote about playing with himself.
I thought he wrote a whole album about playing with himself.
Yeah, that album really is like... There's a lot of Freudian stuff you could get into on Dookie, because it's like, okay, Dookie, that's like a scatological thing. There's like constant masturbation songs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
But being a teenager is like being a Freudian daydream anyway, so it doesn't count.
I think that's why it resonated.
Yeah,
and
that's why I liked it.
Yeah.
I was 14, I knew everything.
Well, yeah, all you need to know is what you know when you're 14.
Yeah.
And, could we applaud the fact that they made like $1 million off an album about jacking off?
Yeah, I think that's good. I hope to do that with my album that there's no jacking off songs on.
Well, there we go. So,
honestly, how dare you write an album that doesn't address jacking off?
I don't know who I'm writing for.
Well, okay.
I guess it's supposed to be yourself.
Yeah.
So,
which begs the question:
what are the songs on this album about then?
You know what, man? A bunch of them are about just walking around my neighborhood. Like, really? And, I live this isn't a brag. People think if you go, like, I live in Hollywood, they go, who do you think you are? And go, but if you live in that area in Los Angeles and you don't say, like, I live in Hollywood. You say it like this. You go, yeah, I live in Hollywood.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Or you say I'm like near Los Feliz. And they're like, oh, really? Where? Like Silver Lake? Nah, I live in Hollywood. It's like it got apocalyptic out there when when COVID happened.
When the apocalypse
things closed down and there was nothing to do but like set your Winnebago on fire.
Did you do that?
No, I didn't. But like, so like there's songs about like this stuff. There's like near my apartment. I live right on the 101 freeway. Also not a brag. It's not a good thing to live near a freeway.
Cool, man.
I'm going to die 10 years earlier because of it. And that's good because that's kind of part of my whole like putting money away to die later plan. Can't be outliving this meager savings. So I just live near a freeway and eat a lot of hot dogs. Yeah. I was taking up smoking.
Sounds like a line off the album, huh?
Yeah, that'll be on there. That's on this. That's the hidden track. I live by the freeway and eat a lot of hot dogs. But there was a Denny's I used to go have all my dreams in. Like, tried to write a book in there once. You get like $2 biscuit and gravy. So I'm like, they'll let you sit in there all day as long as you're not swearing at them. And then, so I just do a lot of stuff in there. And then it got boarded up during that's how bleak it got. Like a Denny's left town.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, roaches leave before a Denny's.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened. The roaches all left, and they're like, "What's a Denny's without roaches?" And they just boarded it all up. And I didn't realize it had happened because I kind of became like sort of a weird apartment shut-in because it's kind of like was crazy outside a lot. And I was like, I don't want to see what's happening out there. And then I went on like a car ride with my friend because that was like one of the 4 things you could do. And I was like high as a kite too. And then just kind of bullshitting and rambling about nothing. We were doing a podcast while driving, and then we like pulled up to the stoplight where the Denny's was, and I looked up and it was just all plywooded out, and I was like, had like a really emotional moment where he was like, "Are you okay? Like a grown man getting misty about a Denny's. There's another Denny's. You can see the other, the one that they opened to get rid of this piece of shit. It's right there." I was like, "Yeah, but man, those my Denny's."
Yeah, I feel like high grown men are like the only people that would get that emotional about a Denny's.
I was like, I found a letter from an ex or something, like I could still smell like her like shitty college kid age perfume. Like, oh, wow, Bed Bath and Body Works. You know what I liked. And yeah, it was wistful. I had a little moment for the Denny's, and I was trying to like
Miami is better at that location.
But yeah, it was just something about it. They would do it right. They had real hollandaise, I could tell.
I guarantee you they didn't.
No.
So that's where the album came from?
Something like one verse. But anyway, so look, we turned the corner, and I'm trying to like get over this Denny's. And it would be like if a Perkins burned down, guys. And we turned the corner, and a fucking Winnebago was on fire. There's like, because people would just park on that road, like 10 of these. It would be a neighborhood, but it would just be Winnebagos. Mm-hmm. Like an RV park, but it's just a street.
Okay.
And you're like, all right, so that's Winnebago town. And then like a guy who has like 60 bicycles because he needs them, And that guy's neighbors just had a big twisted carnage of burnt metal, flaming wreckage left of a RV. And so I was like, oh, fuck the Denny's. I guess the neighbors are on fire. And then we went to my apartment. But then after a while, I quit being a shut-in, and I got this dog. I had this greyhound from like a track in Tijuana, and he had to walk it all around the place because, it's not used to just doing nothing all day. Yeah. And I just see like the weirdest shit. I mean, it wasn't the weirdest, but it was the shit I was seeing. I was like, it's weird enough for me to write about. Mm-hmm. So that's where a lot of it came from. But then the dog got cancer and died like 9 months later. Which was way bigger bummer than I thought it was. I didn't think that, I was like, yeah, dog will die, it'll be sad. And then I was like, man, I would rather get divorced like 6 more times than to do this again. And you know what? I probably would have done better to write a great divorce record.
Well, what do you think it is about the dog? Is it the routine that you miss, or just like the companionship?
Yeah, I guess the routine. Yeah, you just get connected to the dog. I was like, the dog needed me, kind of. I don't know if that's great. You're not supposed to need anything, right? But I was like, all right, cool. I was like, I know I got to like get up and do something with myself because the dog, which would mostly take care of herself. She'd just shit on the floor. So I don't know if it was like my love for the dog more than my hatred of cleaning up shit. But I don't know. Love begins as your hatred of cleaning shit. That's the only reason humans taught each other to use a toilet. Like, you pour all this emotion to a kid. It's a lot of poop, though.
And like the best day of your life is, you can poop on your own. I don't have to wipe your ass anymore.
Yeah, it's like a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
I pooped in a potty.
Like, keep doing that.
My own ass.
Yeah, these are big moments.
Yeah.
Back to Freud.
Well, that's what we came here to talk about.
Yeah. Sensing a slight vein of dookie. But that was a lot of the inspiration, the dong. And then just, songs come around and kick around. It's not like they're all about that. But I was walking around a lot, and then you just come up with like little ditties in your head.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you write them. You know how it goes.
Yeah, especially when you're in Hollywood.
Yeah, you really got it right.
Yeah.
Weird, mildly accessible, down-tempo indie rock for stoners walking their dog to make it in Hollywood.
Yeah, okay.
That's actually a good way to describe it.
Well, so then how does somebody who's, walking a Tijuana Greyhound in Hollywood, getting emotional about Denny's and watching Winnebago's light on fire, find his way up to Door County?
Oh, I lived here before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how the hell I got up here. I mean, that story could go way back. My grandmother, my mom's mom, her family was like some of the first people to think that living on the island year round was going to be a good idea. Like my great-great-great-grandfather or something, this North Shelswick, or maybe his dad. Anyway, some guy Shelswick, and then we're related to some other, like the Andersons or something. Mm-hmm. I think everyone's related up there at this point.
Yeah, they are.
Not to talk that regular bit of trash, but...
Well, I mean, if you're from there, I feel like
got to be a couple of 11-fingered people up there at this point. So that they can say, I only had this many beers, officer.
Well, that's an evolutionary upside.
Yeah.
There's a bar for every half a person up there.
I mean, you're not wrong, but they're mostly not open.
Yeah, that's true. But they just go, take turns being open.
Yeah, they sure do.
Yeah, it's like the designated bar.
Like somebody's got to serve us liquor tonight.
They'll do it.
We can't just drink it in our homes.
That's alcoholism.
Yeah.
If we could do it at the bar, that's socialism.
Yeah. Exactly. That's how you start union.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't know where to go with the unions.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I was like thinking, I was like, man, maybe all the bars up there should unionize. They got to really stick it to the man. They're probably, and I'm just like, it's the guy that owns it. Like, you can imagine the owner unionize. Like, yeah, I should take more time off and pay myself better. Yeah, you should.
Yeah, man.
Fuck. Where am I going to get the money for that?
Guess we got to raise prices on the beer.
That's what told guy. How about you close half the time so I can feel like I'm kicking ass, and I'll close half the time and you feel like you're kicking ass, and we'll just get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. But anyway, my grandmother's from up there, and then she moved to Chicago, I think, kind of young, and met my grandfather, but always would, her folks lived up there until they died and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then, so I'd visit Washington Island a lot, and I was like, it's this magical place where it's always 1966. Like that was such a great time for anyone. And then
for some people.
Yeah, unless you're like in a band or like making four houses money by like working in a bomb factory or something, like whatever. I don't know what people do. What were jobs back then?
Mostly bomb factories.
Yeah, it was like the 40s, really. But like, yeah, just making Buicks.
That's why all the sitcoms were like, all right, honey, I'm off to the bomb factory.
yeah. I gotta go make waffle irons.
Make sure I don't bomb you when I get home, huh?
You go to war with the Belgians.
Yeah. The hit women back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was what that moon thing was all about. Yeah. He wasn't really trying to say his wife had what it takes to be an astronaut. He was talking about violence.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Comedic genius. That guy was like, that's a joke. Someone in the writer's room was like, what if he says he's going to punch his wife in the fucking mouth? And everyone's like, damn, man.
Yeah, that's funny.
I can't wait till George Carlin exists so I can compare you to him. You're like that guy we haven't heard of yet.
Yeah.
Then I moved up here.
Okay, yeah. So you moved up here.
Yeah, I lived in Chicago for a little bit, and then my fiance got a job in Sister Bay. I was like, we gotta leave Chicago to go. I was like, well, Washington Island's fun. This will be all right. I don't know. I'll give it 4.
You didn't love it.
It was all right. I met Dan. And I know all you guys, and I come back and it's fun.
Yeah.
I don't like the winter. I can't. Like right now, to me, this is insanely cold.
Yeah,
and this is kind of nice. Like I saw someone in flip flops earlier. I'm sure at like the
they're forcing it.
Culver / convenience store.
Yeah, I mean,
the
sun was out for a little bit of the day.
At this point, you just kind of decide that it's nice outside, regardless of the weather.
Yeah, you're like, this is what I do in April.
Yeah,
I don't give
April.
a shit what the snow says.
No.
We talked earlier on this very podcast that we just went for our first dip.
I saw that.
On April 3rd here, sun was out and there was no ice on the water. So I get it. So you're comfortable in LA though. You say,
the temperature's okay, but I do think it's been too cold this year because it got into the 50s a few times.
Oh yeah, you guys got all fucked up over there.
Yeah, that's abuse. We can't take that.
Right. Like, you already have to live in LA, and now the weather's not nice.
Mm-hmm. So we're in a class action lawsuit against God and Greta Thunberg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you think you're gonna win?
The planet, you little brat. Then she explains climate change to me. I say, I don't
Just
care.
shut the fuck up. I don't know what you're talking about.
Count toothpicks or something. I got big dumb stuff to do. Gonna wear my Hawaiian shirt and punch my wife in the mouth. But it is a little bit colder than I like it out there. Yeah. Yeah, I want that to be my epitaph. Like if I could have a tombstone that plays a little video, it's just that out of context for the rest of my life.
He was an asshole.
Yeah. In life and death, he remains a tremendous asshole.
So, how was it having an Abnormal Kettle reunion show last night?
You know what's funny is that those are some of the best times we've played anyway. Like we used to practice and have a band and do shows and record an album. We probably played best the time we did the record because we practiced a lot for that. But our shows were okay. But we did that Steel Bridge like 5 or 6 years ago. We played a show and I was like, oh, this is the best. Because we all got better at stuff when we weren't doing it. And so, and I was a kind of a lousy front person for the band because I didn't like looking at anyone or talking to them.
Dude, I get it.
Yeah, I don't enjoy that aspect very much. And so I decided to pursue stand-up comedy.
I was going to say, isn't that the funny thing about artists? We hate people.
Yeah, I know.
We want to impress them.
Why don't all these fucking dumb jerk assholes love me more? I don't need them, but I want them a lot. Like a lot, please.
Please.
I'm so fucking smart, I don't even know how to make friends.
Praise me. Praise me with your money.
I can rhyme 6 words, you fucking jerks. What do? Have jobs?
Do you even know what alliteration is, bitch?
I bet you don't even know what a consonant is from a vowel. Like, shut up. I bet you think Wordle's poetry.
Could sometimes it is.
Yeah.
There's once in a while where my guesses are like, I'm like, man, were these guesses or are you trying to tell yourself something?
Party. Yeah. Speed.
Death Dream Dildo. What's wrong with you? You didn't get a single yellow tile.
I didn't know people still played Wordle.
Yeah, they do. I don't know who's doing it, but someone probably still is once in a while.
Somebody's still on a streak from like day one, and like just is riding that shit
My
out.
cousin posts hers still. She's good at it though, so I would. But
what do you mean good at it? Like consistently 2 out of 5s? I feel like I think that's what's good.
She can hit 3 pretty consistently. I feel like 3 is like
3's
all right, that's good. Like 1's luck.
Right.
2 is you had like it's probably luck on like because it means you got something on 1 where you're like, all right, I got a clue out the gate. There is some strategy they say to the first word, like don't use. Oh, I can get into this nerd word puzzle shit. I like the idiot who does the cryptic quote, freaks out all your coworkers. Like they're fighting over the crossword puzzle and you're like, I'm fucking breaking codes, man. I know what the Russians are up to. And then it's like bam, pow, straight to the moon, the honeymooners. Like, that's the cryptic quote.
Every time. Yeah. So, as someone, damn it. All right. That was good.
Follower.
I clapped earlier and neither of you picked up on it.
I didn't hear the clap.
Shit.
No.
Trendsetter.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Damn. As someone who plays music but also does stand-up, I mean, which one? Okay, I guess first question, do you think you're better at one or the other?
No, I don't know.
Which one do you like to do more?
I like playing music. Well, I just like music more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I get more, like, that's more emotionally exciting for me. I like doing that. Stand-up is more like, if, like, do you, like, know a party trick or something? I don't really have, like, a party trick, I don't think, but...
At least you get kicked in the balls for cigarettes.
Okay, well, this isn't going to work as a metaphor for that, but that is, yeah, something like that. But suppose it was, like, a skilled thing where you, like, could, you know, you knew, like, a magic trick maybe, or...
I mean, that's kind of a magic trick.
Yeah, we're like, it's fun when you learn to do it and you like, but then at a certain point you just realize like, oh, this is a thing I can do, and then people will be like, oh, I'll look at that. Mm-hmm. That's kind of more what like music like takes a lot. I'm not good at music at all, really. Like, I mean, I'm okay at it now, but like when I got a guitar, it was just more crying than notes. It was just like took forever to be able to even hold it. Like everything was. I don't know how I kept doing it. Like, I guess I really, really, really wanted to, because anyone else would be like, I mean, people were just like, just give up, man. Like, there's like 20 other things you could probably do. It's the 90s. Skateboards are big. Why don't you get one of those? Break your arm, quit crying at this goddamn guitar. But I was like, hell no, man. I'm doing this. And then like 30 years later, I could play a couple chords, you know, and it's good.
Yeah, 4 or 5 chords. That's all you need.
Yeah, so it just feels like, and there's so much to like learn how to do, like from recording and writing, and there's like a lot of facets to it the way I see it. And then comedy, it's a broad field. I guess we consider like podcasting is comedy, screenwriting's comedy, TV show, but like stand-up, it gets pretty narrowed down. But to me, that just like, it's mostly just me wandering onto stage and continuing to complain. Like there's not. Some people like sit down and have these like they really know how to craft out like or like a setup punchline like or a one-liner comic, or they have like a way of doing it or their whole thing, and I'm like I don't feel like I'm really ever like putting in a lot of work. So I feel like a fraud doing it more. I'm just like, I can't believe you guys are just gonna give me money and beer to do what I would be doing over there if I were paying money for beer.
So you feel like you just go up on stage and just are just like riffing off, like you said, just kind of like complaining about shit.
Yeah, like I'll do that at like an open mic where people deserve to not be entertained.
Yeah.
Hey.
In Hollywood. And so anything that sucks isn't like funny. I'll be like, all right, well, don't say that to anyone who paid money and gave you free beer.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And you just like whittle it down.
Right.
You're like, all right, they think it's funny that you think some dogs might go to hell. Like that could work, but maybe don't say it so much like you think it's really happening. You know, you just like learn like,
yeah.
All right. You know, you can only say Australians have tiny balls, ironically, like, you know, twice. And I'm not going to say it again.
I thought that was a fact.
Yeah. I did read it in Uncle John's Bathroom Reader, but that was published in the 80s, and they were saying anything back then.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't get in trouble with the Aussies back in the 80s.
No, they didn't know what was going on. They were giving Yahoo Serious film money. They're making some good jams, though. I've literally gotten, I've come back around on a lot of 80s music. I grew up hating it.
Yeah, me too. I feel the same way.
I guess we're getting old.
Yeah, we're just
or we're
like,
just maturing.
Wait.
Yeah, one of the same.
That has its spot.
Yeah. I'm like, I think at the time, like, in the 90s, maybe it was too recent. You're like, I remember Dayglow shorts. You know, I ain't going back. And then after some time elapsed, you're like, I could do some Phil Collins and all that stuff.
Yeah.
A little bit here and there.
Although I got to admit, I'm kind of going back on the 90s stuff, too. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's coming back around. That never really went away from me. I don't know if you saw the Abnormal Cattle set.
Oh, yeah, well.
We're steeped in 90s material.
Vinyl record.
Yeah. So, yeah, we loved that.
Well, that's like early 90s. I'm talking like.
Oh, late 90s. I can't handle it. Like Limp Bizkit era.
No. Blink 182.
Oh, okay.
What was that, 99? That might be more of a 2000s thing.
Yeah, I think about that as early 2000s. Which is,
but I think Enema of the State was 99.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I remember X Games and all that came out in 99.
Yeah.
X was killing the 90s, man. Like,
yeah, man.
Whoever was like running bookings for X, they got a deodorant. Like laundry detergent would be Extreme in 1994. Well, more like 97, 98, 99. Like fucking deodorant was Extreme. Sports were Extreme.
Yeah, everything was
like,
Extreme.
Extreme walking was what they were calling parkour for a while. And then it was like freestyle. Everything was just like fucking Extreme. And they took the E off the beginning. And it was just a big fucking X for a while. You know, and I'm like, yeah, it's Extreme, man. We're for X. And then Triple X, the move, X everything. Then 9/11 happened, and they're like, we don't like Extreme. You got too extreme around here. Then they just start saying extremist a lot, and they're like, X got to go. Even DMX laid low for a while. He was like, fuck.
I think he had other reasons to lay low, but.
Yeah, he had stuff to attend to. One of my favorite things to do is put on X Gonna Give It To You and then watch, or just any DMX song, really. And then watch alligator attack videos. Not on people, but like just like alligators going crazy on like
this is one of your favorite
stuff.
things to do.
I did like 3 times once, and everyone at work was really having a good time laughing. So I mean, it is a good memory for me.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not like I like to watch alligators destroy creatures. You know, that part's kind of gruesome, but like just the ferocity of an alligator, like it almost goes as hard as DMX.
Yeah,
it is the DMX of the animal kingdom.
And alligators never said, "Should I slap you with my dick or the mic?"
Yeah,
you know?
Like if you saw Usain Bolt running down the highway and there weren't any cars or anything around, you'd be like, "Hey guys, he might be pretty fast." Like you would know, like you can't see like the difference between 8 miles an hour unless you really know running, or like a guy who's like. And I really am good at judging the speed of things at distance. But you put a few other runners out there, and you're like, that guy's fucking running way faster than these guys. So it's like DMX and the alligators for me. It's like the Olympics of like,
who's going harder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like to see DMX go up against alligators.
Well,
that's why. That was just the explanation for that.
Feel like DMX and the Alligators is a great band name.
Oh, yeah, it would be good. I wish DMX was still around to do like a country rock kind of.
That would
just
be
like
awesome.
a 50s style rock. And then he's like going.
Like Neil Young had the Stray Gators. So just let DMX have them.
Yeah.
And see what he does with it. We got Harvest. That was good.
Yeah.
What if Neil Young isn't the part of the equation? What if it's the Stray Gators? We got to get DMX the Stray Gators.
Well, I guess it's never going to happen.
I know. I would love to hear it. Well, now artificial intelligence can just make any possible reality semi-real. So we could probably in about 4 years get like voice synthesized and computer written like DMX's version of A Man Needs a Maid.
Yeah, I mean, so that really is the reason to look forward to all of this, AI shit is for what you pretty much just said right there.
The best part of the singularity is anything that you wanted to happen, guess what? In some weird, creepy, artificial way, it's going to happen.
It's fucking happening.
And things will keep getting weirder until you can barely tell the difference. But we'll probably be dead before that. So,
let's hope so, Rickwood.
Yeah, I'm not a futurist that's like, I can't wait until we're one with the machines. I'm like, I liked when the machines were like kind of clunky and slow and you had to shake them to get your chips. And now they're like delivering food and the cops are like, we need a robot dog. I'm like, they made that episode of the show so that we'd be like, don't let them do that. Because I saw Black Mirror and that fucker, she looked tired as shit running away from that thing. I don't like to run that much.
No. Don't force me to exercise ever, man. Like,
yeah, I don't want to.
That's my takeaway from police dogs. I don't want to run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want a robot cop dog. I don't want any of those robot dogs.
No, you want a real dog.
Yeah. I should just get a robot dog, though, because it could never die.
I mean,
I guess so, but
yeah,
it couldn't give you it wouldn't have the love in its eyes.
No, and it wouldn't
could
I wouldn't have to
program
wake up to walk it because it wouldn't be able to shit on the floor.
Yeah, and then it would just start killing you probably at some point.
All right, how about a movie where it's the future and someone has a robot dog because everything's like weird and dystopian and you're like, I love the robot dog more than my mom. And then, they have this dog and then it's like Bicentennial Man, that Robin Williams film, where he becomes I like to call a movie a film. Right?
Yeah, of course.
Define film, Bicentennial Man.
You're from Hollywood.
Yeah, when in Hollywood, that's right.
Yeah.
They made him a real person through a bunch of like wild ass, like, they're just like, yeah, we'll give the robot like blood, and then I guess it just had a robot brain or something in there, and computer. I don't know how that all works. I don't really care. It raises a lot of ethical questions, like, when is a robot a person? I'm not Isaac Asimov, so I'm not qualified to answer.
No.
But in this idea I have, they turned the robot dog into a real dog, like they turned Robin Williams and from a robot into a person that bites Bicentennial Man. Then the dog dies, and we get to see how sad that person is. Would you buy this film? Would you go to this film?
Yeah.
It's Rick Wood, everybody.
I'm in Hollywood.
Rick, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Tell everybody where they can find your upcoming album. When's it coming out?
It comes out Friday, April 7th. Good Friday. I thought, just like DMX versus the Alligators, I was like, who I could compete with?
Jesus
Christ. Yeah.
Well, you know who else competed with him? The Romans.
Yep. And also when this album inevitably dies on arrival, I could say, well, it's Jesus got dead on this day. What a chance did I have?
Yeah, 3 days later, then you're going to be fine. So the 10th,
Sunday.
The 10th is going to be great.
So looking forward to Easter.
Yeah. Check it out. Spotify, everywhere.
Yeah, it'll be on Spotify and
follow you on
Tidal and Instagram. I think they sell music now too. Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. I have a Twitter account for just so that no one else can take my handle and do whatever with it. But I'm not tweeting.
He's not tweeting.
Elon Musk is too corny.
Tweet.
Yeah, I was getting in too much trouble with Twitter. But the real reason is not my insane Twitter behavior when I'm on drugs or on alcohol, which is a drug. It's because best. I'm not going to generate free content for Elon Musk, man.
Sweet.
Yeah, bro.
Well, we appreciate your hard stances.
That's right.
Yeah, that's important. So
he did change the Twitter logo to the Dogecoin logo today. And
oh, did he? I didn't see that.
Yeah, it really was like, this guy's too corny to live, man. We gotta let him go to space.
Yeah,
but first he should give us some money, don't you think?
Yeah, I think I would like to have some. What's weird is these guys get $1 billion and then they want to be cool so bad that they'll go to space or marry Grimes. And it's like, just give people a bunch of money, randomly.
Do a couple $1,000.
Yeah, just be a guy who's
great.
Just poke. Bill Murray's always wandering around, eating people's French fries and shit. But instead be a billionaire. Instead of Bill Murray tussles your hair, Elon Musk is like, hey, just put everyone's shit on my card at bars and restaurants.
What's that in your ear?
Yeah, you just pay someone's rent once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, it would be the easiest thing that you could do to, just to make people like you.
Yeah, but instead of just eat caviar next to a bodyguard.
Yeah.
Fuck, that looks sadder than the robot dog thing I made up earlier.
Well, maybe we should make a pledge then before we get out of here. If any of us ever are billionaires, or we all are, when we make our first billion,
which we plan to,
we'll just make sure that we're.
Well, I'm an American,
so
I'm gonna be a fucking billionaire. What are you, Australian?
You live in Hollywood, dude. You're gonna be just fucking fine.
I voted.
He just said you had little balls.
I'm over it.
Yeah. You do.
I'm sure Australians have enormous balls, and that's the problem, actually.
That's it.
I don't know if there's a problem with Australians. I just generalizing them as the beach bully guy.
They got so much else going for them. I feel like this is good. They need this. And also, this is a perfect way for us to really start to gain some traction in Australia. Yeah. So we appreciate the
they love a controversy.
So. Exactly, man. So thank you so much for coming in. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Rick.
Yeah, guys.
All right, that was Rick Wood. And
yes, it was.
Yeah, let's wrap up the show. So we wanted to start with a little bit of cleanup from last week. We're gonna go back over the final four.
Yeah.
We had a number of people reach out.
Seriously,
about there was a number, and they reached out about some stuff that we missed. About our power rankings, final four Door County bars.
Which the biggest complaint, I don't know about you, but the biggest complaint I heard was that we didn't include the middle bar.
Yeah, that was so you told me that. I didn't have anybody say middle bar. No offense to middle bars, a great spot, but I still stand by all of my selections over middle bar.
Yeah, I mean, so do I. I think the middle bar is a fantastic establishment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a bad bar in Door County. Well, let's think.
Well,
Mezzanine. Have you been there?
No.
That place sucks.
No.
We've made enemies now.
But I'm on board with it. Screw that.
Yeah. So the middle bar, shout out to the middle bar. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Washington Island. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the middle.
Right.
It's actually the middle bar too.
Oh yeah. Right.
I don't understand anything.
Well, so does the Florian too. So
yeah.
What's up with that?
I don't know.
Anyways, I also think what I had the people that reached out to me all said that your 4 was better.
Oh, well, we are going to have a poll out prior to this episode coming out. So if you haven't seen it yet, go find it. Vote for who had the better final 4 of bars, me or Matt Stone.
Yeah. But the people that I talked to thought that you won. And a point that came up that I didn't even think about was Husby's has a garage bar.
Yeah.
And what we, when we recorded that, it was cold. It was basically winter. I wouldn't even call it spring yet. And I was not thinking about the outdoor establishments.
I mean, hand up. I wasn't even thinking about the garage.
Well, no, you were picking, but it wouldn't have mattered for you.
No,
way.
That's going to be my one of one. No matter what.
Right.
And can I mention that Hey Man the Sandwich Man texted us afterwards and he said that he didn't even have Husby's in his top 4.
No.
And it's like, who are you trying to fucking bullshit, dude?
Yeah.
Can we check the camera footage? How many times in a week does he walk in and out of that establishment? Not your favorite bar. My ass.
We just got to look at his credit card statement.
You pretentious piece of shit. He said Roots. Roots isn't a bar. We're a lunch spot with a bar in it.
Right.
Roots is great.
Yeah.
Go there, but
no, I mean, yeah, exactly. And John was being, John was trying to poke a little bit.
I thought it was an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, but obviously.
Back to your point, the garage is we should revisit it and just outdoor places to drink.
Yeah,
at some point
for sure.
Because there's a few.
There's some spots. I don't know how many of them are great, but
oh, dude. Okay, I'm gonna give myself away here, but tell me, early spring. Sitting on the Mink's deck.
Oh, the Mink deck, yes. You get that sun. It's nice. That's a real nice spot.
Yeah.
Right about now.
Well, yeah, right about when this episode is out.
Yeah.
Let's hope. God damn it, let's hope that it's 60 degrees. But even if not, even if it's 40, we'll be in the water.
We'll come back, but please, let us know. Let us know what else we missed, because I'm sure there's stuff, and we also we're gonna have to go down and find Gator.
Yes, we are.
At Bly's. I didn't get any. Nobody reached out from that part of the county after the episode dropped, so we still don't have any connections. We don't have any ins down there.
Are they part of the league office that hated us after the DCL episodes?
I don't know.
Get it together, Gator. Get a
hold of us.
Get a hold of us.
Yeah, let's
and
party,
tell us
man.
that we don't even know what a good fucking bar in Door County is because we haven't been to Bly's.
Hell yeah. But you mentioned the DCL. That's actually a good segue, because we're gonna have on Jason Annis next to go over our DCL preview. So if you like the Door County League, even if you don't like the Door County League, That interview is going to be awesome.
Get to know the Door County League video. And honestly, do a little homework and check out the series that we put out, Door County League Baseball, a series. Is what, 5 episodes, 6 episodes?
There's some classics.
We got some great interviews about, just one of the coolest baseball leagues around.
Yeah.
And one of the more charming things about Door County that people don't necessarily know about. So check that out, and then and this will be on next week to preview the new season. I'm excited for that, man.
Dude, it's going to be awesome. So, we really do appreciate everybody, that's viewed it so far, that's reached out, that's listened to the podcast, watched the podcast on YouTube. The best way for this to grow and the best way for us to be able to keep doing this kind of stuff is for your support, really just through, liking and subscribing. So if you're on Spotify or iTunes, Apple Podcasts, whatever the hell that's called now, you just subscribe, and then you'll, get alerted when a new podcast drops. You'll never miss that. But then also on YouTube, we're doing all this stuff. And I actually, when I was listening to the Heyman interview again, I had to stop it and pull it up on.
Move to the YouTube?
Well, yeah, moved. on Spotify, they have the video there too. So I just opened it up and watched that when he... God damn it! When he did that, when he said that his signature sandwich was going to be ham salad,
he's not the hero we deserve. However,
no, he's exactly the one.
However,
we
that
deserve,
quote goes.
Yeah, not the one we want.
But honestly, folks, you don't even have to give us money. All you have to do is subscribe on YouTube, and that's exactly like giving us money. So if you like what we're doing at all, just go on YouTube, subscribe to our channel.
Yeah. Tell your friends.
We don't want to beg you, so that's all I'm going to say.
No.
Thanks for listening, and tell everybody. Anything else there, Matt Stone?
Nah, man, that's it. Thanks so much. We appreciate you guys.
See you in 2 weeks. Baseball time.
Let's go.
They're queuing up on the Walk of Fame for the Funko Pop toys. There's a line going around and behind an abandoned Pep Boys. Now I'm in a coffee shop inside a record store, inside a coffee shop in a record store. There's a growing sense of discontent and everybody's working hard to ignore. That's what's going on around here. That's what's going on around here. That's what's going on around here. That's what's going on. Gotta move your car so they can sweep the street on Tuesdays, but I've never seen them do it before. The meter maid laid a ticket tape parade on the windshield of a lived-in four-door. There's a caravan of Winnebagos from the stop sign to the traffic light. And one caught fire and they boarded up the Denny's, tore the whole thing down overnight. That's what's going on around here. That's what's going on around here. That's what's going on around here. That's what's going on. Black Suburban with a taxi cab number and a Tech 9 hitting on a seat. It's too rare for Ferrari that has never topped 100 and just starting to overheat. In another traffic jam on a Hollywood freeway, that's just where it goes. Moving through the bottleneck nice and slow with the 57 flow. That's what's going on around here. That's what's going on around here. That's what's going on around here. That's what's going on. Cop shot a kid on the corner. It won't even make the news unless someone got a video or something. Even then there's really nothing you can do aside from scream and shout along the parade route until they roll in with the tear gas in the tanks. You can squat on a bird sanctuary, just don't get between the stores and the banks, cause that's what's going on around here. That's what's going on around here. That's what's going on around here. That's what's going on. I got a friend who spends his nights on the sidewalk and his days trapped inside of his mind. Seems like he's been doing pretty good lately, watching all the people and the cars rolling by. Then my dog got sick in a heart filled up with fluid. I told him I think she's gonna die, but he stared into the middle distance and he whispered, I think she's gonna be faster than light. That's what's going on around here. Yeah, that's what's going on around here. Yeah, that's what's going on around here. Yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah, that's what's going on. question. Tell me what I want. Everyone will have you chasing what you're missing, like some short-run debutante. I thought for the end there might be a little more time for us. I thought for the end there might be a little more time for us. I thought for the end there might be a little more time for us. I thought for the end there might be a little more time for us. Now I'm watching the grains fall into a box full of dust. Let me walk you through the portal, through the desert made of pain. If you promise me